drinking more than eating. My ratio of food to drinks was like 70 of the drinks and 30 of food. But to me, I let myself feel it. I disgust myself in that by the time I am done, I don't want to ever go back there. Because I tell myself, everything I felt now, do I want to continue feeling it? Welcome back to yet another episode of Purely Candid. In this episode, we are going to talk about closure, which makes me feel sad. I want to cry, but I'm not gonna cry because after closure, in most cases, you move on. So if we are to give context of what closure is, I'm going to read the professional definitions from Wikipedia. Closure is having a sense of understanding, peace, and accepting an end to a relationship. So a relationship has come to an end and you are now accepting it.
With a full stop.
No comma. Full stop, no comma.
No adjective.
Second one, it's not closer. That song, this is closure. The second one is something people seek at the end of a romantic relationship, or even death of a romantic partner. So the keywords here are end. Something is ending. It's the end of an era. Yeah, something is ending. And then the last one is the desire for an answer that leaves no room for uncertainty. By the time I've got closure, I'm not asking any more questions. I am comfortable with the answers I have received. So talking about closure, Angie, tell us your most damaging breakup.
I'm still looking at someone to start.
No, we are hearing from
she
you.
is glowing.
I think the question
And in
is,
most
have you
cases-
been dumped?
Yes, have you ever been dumped? Let's start from there.
No.
Because she's 6 feet 2 with a waist that is a size 0 and an ass that nyashes to size 12.
How do you
You tell us.
In most
How does
cases,
it feel to be special?
I know how does it feel. How does it feel to be? How do we be you? Choka Angie.
but in most cases, I do initiate the breakup. So.
Okay. So you have never really suffered being dumped.
No, I have suffered.
Tell us about it.
You suffered
What happened?
when you initiate.
There are moments you just never want to go back to. So
Yeah. That's why I said it's sad. But we are happy because we are
that
happy
person.
Sewankambo. Chawatu koze sewankambo.
Ugambi.
Tell us.
I'm afraid that one.
Nga Fred's glow is here. Choka studio audience, Fred. Tukulaba. Bye, Zadzi. Hi, Zadzi. Oma, tell us. Okay, on a serious note.
The most painful one. I think that is when, some years back, let's just say some years back, but I don't really want to specify which. But it so happened like I was kind of too young and I wasn't yet ready. So the confusion of me being young, the person feels like for them they are so ready for the grown-up shit and I'm like, nah. But then after you let go, you're like, did I really make the right decision?
Yeah.
Because the person was actually perfect, but it's just
Is there anyone who is perfect?
Okay, for the situation or for that moment, like all the things that you actually want in a partner, it was tick. But it was all about me and being insecure and scared about the future.
And you were young as well. So
Yeah,
give
I just
yourself
wanted
some
to,
credit.
skip around.
Yeah.
But kind of did hurt. But regardless, you move on.
Yeah.
But then with the closure, I don't really like the closure bit because it hurts.
Because you're a ghoster anyway. If you haven't watched an episode behind about
before I wasn't a ghoster,
about
but I
relationship
learned
breaks.
to ghost after the break.
So he told you,
breakup.
he like ushered you into
Because
learning how
when
to
you're
ghost.
vulnerable with someone,
Yeah.
they use it against you.
Yeah.
And I'm an open book, so I used to tell it all, spill it, don't hide, have family issues, pour it. So he knew each and every item about me. So by the time you're breaking up, he will use
He knows
all.
where to hit.
He will break up with you and you just can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell it all.
Yeah.
And he knows everything. So, but anyway, you move on with closure after.
Nadia, have you ever been dumped?
Yeah.
Tell us. You tell us.
I think it was my first real experience of being dumped. Must have been about 2018, 19.
Oh,
I'm not good with
I
dates.
think I was 20 years back. That's what I'm like.
No, babe,
She was a baby.
I'm like,
I'm not that old.
Hey, that would be a baby.
I mean, I could be a sugar mama, but I'm not
Yeah,
that.
slay mama, slay jaja.
Yeah,
Come on,
I
slay
think
jaja.
2018, 19-ish. I'm not so sure of the dates, but around there.
What happened?
I was dating this guy who actually were living together, cohabiting-ish.
Yeah.
Actually,
Cohabiting ish. There's no cohabiting
No,
ish.
maybe when
You
you said
guys are
that
living
ish,
together.
maybe it has her
I
place
put
as
the
well.
ish because
Did you have your place
we
as
moved
well?
in together.
Yeah, so
But
they were
the reason
full
we moved in
cohabiting.
together was not because of love or whatever. It was because of course sharing. It was a cost sharing decision. But we were also romantically involved. So we're like housemates that shared the house. I mean, like they were banging at the same time. But we were actually in love and all that stuff. And I think it was one of my most serious relationships. I'd never been that serious with anyone. I was 29. Yeah, when we dated, I was 29. I think we broke up when I was 30.
Yeah.
So I remember he was
So are you
younger
49
than me.
now?
No.
People already.
Angie,
I'm sure guys have calculators right now.
I went to Angie and
So,
like 50.
no, you have said 2018 and I was 29, so you have given out your
I
age.
swear to God, I forgot the exact year, but I remember my age then.
Yeah.
I remember he broke up with me before Valentine's even.
Oh,
You
man.
guys.
Oh,
Of like,
God. How dare you?
Before Valentine's,
Yeah.
Mystery man, how dare before
Valentine's.
Valentine's now is civil.
I think that's why
No
this topic is
chocolates.
going to be interesting because we got closure on Valentine's because we actually went on
sorry,
a date
God.
on Valentine's.
Oh, he
after breaking
okay,
up.
Okay. Oh, he took
The
you out
nerve
on
of that
Valentine's.
man.
No, it wasn't
How did you
nerves,
even?
by the way.
No,
To
but that's
me-
enough on Valentine's.
Yeah.
Choose any other day.
No, babe,
He
because-
took her out on Valentine's and yet they had broken up.
Yeah.
So he didn't want her to be lonely.
No, but because we had talked about going out together on Valentine's.
Oh,
like
you had
before
already
we
made
broke up, we had
plans.
made plans
Yeah.
to spend Valentine's together.
Together.
I wouldn't show up.
So
I
I
wouldn't
think
show up.
the whole, like the events leading up to the breakup, I would say partially it was my fault, but I think I did not see it coming. When he pulled the plug, I did not see it coming.
Yeah.
And that's why it hurt.
You couldn't even talk about it.
I mean, we talked about it after, but I mean the events leading up to it.
For me, I am
getting the silent treatment, like you'd, like for a man to give you silent treatment.
a man.
A man giving you silent treatment.
Oh, a man.
Like for, I think.
Were they
that's-
younger?
Yeah.
Sounds like they were younger.
He was younger,
Yeah.
but
Immaturity,
still-
because real people don't give silent treatment
Yeah.
for a long time.
Girl code.
But I mean,
They always
it
side
was
with
like
you.
for 2 weeks. It was like for 2 weeks.
Ah, that's a long time.
And then
That's a long
he
time.
just up and left. He said, "I'm leaving." Blah blah blah. Which it was like,
He left the house.
yeah, babe.
Oh, he got a whole other house.
He just told me end of this month I'm leaving.
Hey.
I paid rent up to the next month. He had covered the rent.
Hey.
So you can take your time.
Hey.
Okay,
I need to drink
maybe
to
I'm
that.
dramatizing it.
Can we drink
Maybe
to
I'm
that?
dramatizing
Ladies,
it.
I know.
Let's drink to that and let's say amen. A moment of silence.
So that
For that
breakup, I
relationship.
don't know if there's any other breakup I have had in my books that goes. Actually, even the audience, Alex is toasting because it's like.
I
babe,
know
babe.
that was
Kumbe,
like
you have
some
suffered.
mad shit.
Yeah,
He's
I've
lost.
suffered.
He's lost. Because look at the glow
So
right
in this
now.
case,
I
Nange,
know.
on Saturday, I know that he left to shit and he went.
You did that.
Yeah, again.
Was that the talking of also Nadia, I like the fact that you said you recognize that you are part of the problem, because to me I feel as if in most cases if people are breaking up, if you were in a toxic relationship, they make you feel as if everything was you. You are not good enough. You are immature. You
But I
are
realized
young. You
it
are this. You are
way
that.
later. I didn't realize it immediately. I was like,
Yeah.
how do you break up with me?
Me, only me, the goddess
Exactly.
of the north.
You're like, no, he'll come back.
Hello.
And then 1 week, 2 weeks,
Babe.
3 weeks,
Yeah.
nothing. Did he have
For
someone?
me,
Nope. And that was the worst part. I think I would accept if he had someone else.
no.
But breaking
that
up
is
just
worse.
because you're
No.
breaking up.
That is worse.
That is worse.
Oh, ego.
You would rather have someone.
Yes, I would
Unless I
rather.
know.
Yeah.
There's something that person
There
did
is a
that I didn't do.
justification,
Exactly.
a better justification.
Probably you did a 180 and did a 360.
That was
so-
so fucking deep. I don't think I've
Wow.
ever experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
Ever.
How long did it take you to heal? Or you were under another person in 2 weeks?
I think the healing was in phases because somehow after that we kind of got back. We had because I told you about it. It was like
you not tell the audience. The audience wants to hear.
Breaking up in phases. So we finally broke up.
You first shagged.
So that's when the breakup finally happened.
All the moving out finally happened.
No, moving out happened, but the breakup was in phases. Like the first one is let's first stop staying together. I've dumped you. You're out.
But then I'll come and shag once in a while.
But I paid the bills for like extra months.
Sometimes give me time.
To give you time indeed.
Yeah.
For me, my most ravishing breakup, and if I'm to actually think about it, I think I was actually in a toxic relationship. You know, a relationship whereby I felt like I had to audition my wifeness to this guy. Oh, we met in a work setting. We were working together. I keep saying, do not shit in the plate you eat from. Don't date workmates. I can have work husbands. It's never romantic. But we met in a work setting. It was a work thing. And then, you know, we got together and I fell in love. I fell in love with this person. I think this person was in a midlife crisis. They were like just looking for, you know, what is next and this and that and blah, blah. And every time I felt like I was putting in the effort. First of all, we only used to meet at my place. I know I am toxic that way, but I like people coming to my place because it's more comfortable. As in, for me, it's more comfortable for me.
I also prefer that.
Yes.
I hate the movement.
Exactly. I hate going to your place. Yeah. Because
going
now
is easy, coming back is hard.
Yeah, carrying my stuff, doing this. There are guys
the walk of shame
that I dated. No, walk of shame in most cases is you had a drunken night, you went there, you were in, you know, thigh-high, booty shorts and blah, blah, blah. And now in the morning you're coming back and you're like, okay, like, you know. But mine was like a relationship, but I think I was actually dating myself, come to think of it. Because I was in love with this person. I auditioned my wifeness. So he never ever asked me to come see him at his place. Whenever I wanted to go, I had to initiate it. It wasn't like, why don't you ever be at my place? It was like a one-sided thing. This is a guy who was close to 7 years older, and for some reason I'm like, was I looking for a daddy to fuck? Did I have daddy issues? Guys, do you think I had daddy issues?
I think we all
7 years is not a big number.
No, but I was young.
7 years is not that
7
big.
years is not that
It's
big.
not that big.
No.
Yeah.
So he's not an ancestor.
I've dated 13 years older.
No, you have shagged, but have you like dated?
Just say
fallen in
dated.
love?
13 years.
And you're like, you're a couple.
Yeah.
13 years older than
Weren't you at campus?
No.
Just having fun. After campus? Wow.
After this actual breakup, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it for the bag?
Before.
Wasn't
It was real love.
He never used to give me money.
Yeah, foreign in
But that was like the oldest I've dated also.
yeah. I have been a side chick. I finally remembered. Watch our previous episodes of behind. I said I don't remember ever being a side chick. Hey, I have been a side chick. He was like he was 45. I was like 21.
This guy or another guy?
No, another guy. So I'm just thinking about, you know, age and stuff. Anyway, so I was so in love with this guy. He was, I think, in his midlife crisis. He was clocking towards 30. I just made 30. Sorry, he was clocking towards 40. I just made 30. He was like 37, 38. And to me, I'm attracted to mature people, to like older guys and stuff. I don't have daddy issues. No. Yeah, I don't have daddy issues. So he actually ghosted me.
Wow.
I'm going to call him. Let's give him a name.
Patrick
Chewankola. Pato. Hey. Anyway, thunder will not strike you. He's happily married.
Strike you.
No, he's happily married. By the way, everyone I have shagged with or dated, we are best friends. As in good friends of like I reach out. Anyway, let's not digress. Let's come back. So the guy ghosted me. You send a text. Those days he used to respond in 2 seconds. Right now he's taking 2 days, and it's like I've been busy.
2 days is a sign. That's too long.
I know. I've been busy. Sorry. And that is after you calling and he doesn't pick up. He just sends you, can't talk now. Yeah. So that thing was so damaging, in that now me, either fortunately or unfortunately, I allow myself to feel a breakup. Of like, I'm gonna lock myself in the house, I'm going to drink the most expensive whiskey. Let me make it clear, I can take 2 days without showering. Yeah, it's that bad. Of like the stench in a house, it's like a distillery. Of I am drinking, I let myself feel so bad that I'm disgusted with myself. And when I step out, I'm like reborn. Of like, okay, where is Alex? Project Shag Alex. Project Shag Edwin, Project Shag, like go and like rebound. Hey. I will go and make myself feel so good because I let myself feel it, and in the process of letting myself feel it, I delete everything that reminds me about you, so that I never get tempted to call. I delete your phone number. I don't block though, because I'm also expecting he will call and the number is not blocked. I delete your phone number. I delete your pictures. If I had clothes of you, I send it with a border. Everything.
You don't ban the clothes?
No, I don't ban. I
Then why not? Be dramatic.
But
I
I write a letter to you expressing everything I am feeling. Then I read it back to myself. I go in front of a mirror. Unfortunately, I'm that dramatic. I stand in front of a mirror and I read it and I let myself
Movie
cry
directors, please.
and do everything. Like I will cry through. I will read and I listen to how disgusting I am listening to myself. Then I go and burn it. Now that is like now at the end of, it usually takes me about a week or two of like the self-pity and everything. And unfortunately it happened literally. It was just a dramatic period. In that same week is when Museveni locked down. 23rd March 2020. I had just started yes, days. Exactly. So I took leave. I approved my own leave. I am like, I stopped alcohol. I remember the security guy came, knocked after 3 days, Madam, are you there?
Okay?
Your car is also. He even brought people. So I had to open my window slowly. And he's like, go. I told him I am fine. I closed. I used to drink. I just got some food. I wasn't starving. Man, I was eating, but I was drinking more than eating. My ratio of food to drinks was like 70 of the drinks and 30 of food. But to me, I let myself feel it. I disgust myself in that by the time I am done, I don't want to ever go back there. Because I tell myself, everything I felt now, do I want to continue feeling it? So me, I go to the extreme to seek my closure.
Wow.
Story time. Done. So guys, after me giving you all those graphics and giving you all those things, now first internalize it as we go on a break, and we shall come back in a short while. Welcome back from that break, and it seems like everyone is still stunned how graphic I described my breakup. It was, it was bad.
Are you okay?
It was really bad. I'm fine.
You need a hug.
Who refuses free hugs from a beautiful woman?
Sending you hugs.
Kisses, I know. No one has ever gone through such a dramatic scene.
I think people do.
We only see it in movies.
People do,
but they
don't
never
disclose it.
Yeah, because it's actually hard. I wonder how you actually held in that tears.
The thing is, after you have moved on from something, you stop becoming a victim. The victim mentality goes of like, if I could go through that and come out with, my ring is not here, and come out with the love, like, honestly, I feel like this person is the love of my life. Oh my God, I'm going to blush.
It definitely is. We can't wait.
Exactly. By the time I could get out of that and I heal and I fall in love again, I can go through anything. But also another thing is, you have to understand that I am the extreme one. I keep on telling Nadia, I want to feel it. Like, allow yourself feel it so that you won't even talk yourself back into making up with that person.
Oh, yes.
Because you have seen yourself and you are disgusted with what that person brought out of you. You don't want to ever go back there.
That's why you never do when you're dating your ex.
Nah. When I move on, chapter closed. Next.
You don't try again.
Apana. Unfortunately, we went into a break before that final breakup.
That big breakup.
Yes. So we went into a break, and the break was, he still ghosted me. Anyway, he just went quiet. But he reached out at some point. So I took it as, it was just a break. But in that period, I tried to reflect. And the whole reason as to why I said he was toxic is because I kept finding as if I was the problem. But I couldn't point to what have I actually done.
But you're
which has caused it. Exactly. So after now, this second time, he now ghosted me. And I'm like, you can't go back there again. No. Heck no. And he tried to reach out later. I was already done because I'd gone through all these things. And he was reaching out in the middle of COVID because he was bored.
Wait, you actually didn't talk about it?
No.
Till your entire scenario?
You didn't get closure, basically.
I never got closure.
You didn't even break up,
Like
you know,
from
then
He
you are
ghosted
done.
me. He ghosted me. Now, my closure was a self-closure of like, I let myself feel it. I wrote a letter to myself. I read it to myself. And I was disgusted with myself. Of this person is treating you like this and you're hearing it. Assuming that you were a child and your mother was... No, assuming that you were reading this to your mother. How would she feel? She raised you better. So get out of that.
It's not the only one.
Exactly. Yeah. And after that, I dated again. I am a hopeless romantic. I love love.
And we all.
I love love. I love to fall in love. I love everything about love. Anyway, back to the topic. So, why do we think people need closure? Why is there a need for closure? So I'm going to just go through, whatever we came up with, and you guys are going to weigh in.
Yes.
So to get an answer of why your partner left, or to make sense of the breakup.
Madam Ghost. This is the part where I was so
The
bitter.
bones are resurrected.
I was so bitter when she said she's a ghoster because I think people who ghost,
it hits home.
like Angie,
Yeah, it does hit.
You
But
never
anyways,
know what happens on the other side of the coin.
The thing
like,
is,
what someone is going
the
through.
big breakup that I got, I did ghost, but only because I was going through something as well. So we both were going through something, and none of us had talked about it. Okay, I knew partial of what he was going through, but I didn't know how serious or how intense it was. His was way okay. I can't really weigh whether his was bigger, but they were both big. So I had something happening in my life, and I have this thing of, I think he knows, or I think maybe someone told him, that thing of, he must know something, at least he must sense, or he must ask someone to tell him the storyline without me telling it out.
Have you learned from that, or you're still doing it up to now?
Oh no,
I don't
did
speak
learn.
my feelings.
I speak my feelings all the time because
Okay.
I did ghost, and by the time we actually talked about it, I felt guilty.
Yeah.
Because the person was losing something that was in his life for a long time, and I knew how much he wanted that particular thing. So the fact that I ghosted him through that trying time made me feel so guilty. The fact that yes, I was going through something else, but mine came after, and my stupidity is I tried to use my situation to sweeten the deal of saying I was also going through something.
But
Yet
the thing
his
is,
was way before.
I'm feeling as if you still have your past traumas. The fact that he did not also come up to tell me what he was dealing with, both of you contributed.
No,
I don't like
actually
the
did.
fact.
He
no,
did.
After like you coming to seek closure or
He was
because
seeking
maybe
closure.
yes,
He was
I feel
seeking
as
closure.
if he should have come and told you, okay, babe, I'm dealing with this. Why are you acting like that? But he was seeing you drifting away, or he was actually reaching out and
He
you were not
was,
responding.
and I was ignoring. Because I moved out, I
So
went
you were
back
the
home.
toxic one.
Yes, I was the toxic one, and I really apologize. I know
Yeah.
he'll understand. And it really killed me because up now I wish I was there for him.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want anyone to experience what he went through. Mine was severe, but mine was easy to actually move on with. So his was a little bit something you can never change in life.
So who sought for the closure? Was it him?
He still did.
Okay.
Up to date. He
okay.
still did so.
And then
but
it now
we did.
gave you an answer of what he was going through.
Yes, and
And
how
why-
of a big bitch I was.
Yeah.
And I truly apologize. So
Okay.
it's all about the communication.
Yeah.
I think either way, even if you're the one ghosting, both people can feel the need for closure. Just
Yeah,
that one person
true,
is
true,
proud and they
true,
don't want to
true.
admit that, okay, maybe I should humble myself and
Now the funniest scenario, there's one time I lost someone home, and we had had a fight before we went to bed.
Lost meaning like someone died.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
my late grandma. So we had had a fight before we went to bed, and when I got the call in the
A
night,
fight with your grandma or a
no,
fight with your
someone-
person?
with my boyfriend
Okay,
then.
okay.
So I woke up in the night and I got the call of, someone has died, blah blah blah, and I woke up in the night. I started crying on the bed. And my stupid self was like, he should at least hear me cry and wake up.
Oh, and dude was just snoring.
Without actually me waking him up, but I was like, at least I was like,
like that loud
he
song.
wasn't waking up. So in the morning, I just woke up, packed my things, went to the village for Barrow without even telling him anything. So I was really dramatic, and
you were actually,
when you look through, you're like,
you were actually how do they call it? Projecting.
I was so much of an attention seeker,
Yeah.
and it just kept draining the relationship too. It was normal. So
Okay. So closure also helps us learn from our past mistakes.
oh yes,
Have you learned from your past mistakes during closure?
I have. And for me, I think the learning, and it's also a very painful process. While you are learning from your mistakes, also learning that you yourself have weaknesses.
Yeah.
And you're not like the angel or the
Yeah,
rich person, like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
how could you break up
How
with me?
me, the whole
The whole
me. Come on, look at me from head to toe.
Yeah, so
everyone
in
wants
that
me.
moment, you're reflecting on yourself, your bitchy side, like
Yeah.
all the things you
Your
did
toxic
wrong
traits.
that led to this person thinking maybe you're not even worth all that you think you are.
Yeah.
And they have the nerve to pull a plug on you.
Yeah.
And I find that very, very hurtful. I think it's more hurtful when you yourself realize your own toxicity.
Yeah.
No one is pointing it out for you, but you're learning it and seeing it for yourself, like, okay, I am
Yeah.
a problem here.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Then
painful.
closure helps you move on and understand that and accept that they're not coming back. Now that is me, because now me, like I told you, I want to feel it to the extreme, and I tell myself he's not coming back, and actually he's not worth me, because after everything I went through, I don't want to go back and feel that. So I tell myself he's not coming back, and baby, you're okay without him.
Make peace with it as
Yeah,
it is.
just move on, and life goes on, and don't even think about him.
I always leave a gap for him to come back. I don't even know
Sometimes
why.
it's better to put a full
No,
stop.
sometimes I just want to feel like I'm still wanted. So
Yeah.
Power play. you
The
know?
thirst traps, eh? You start posting
I want
like
him to come back and
pictures
look for me.
of your ass aches and the waist is wasting in a bikini, because you're like, he'll see what he's missing. Yeah, those thirst traps. We have also been there, young, dumb and broke, but we moved on. Then a closure also helps you see your mistakes and acknowledge your part in the breakup, which I think Nadia has already hinted on.
yes,
Yeah.
we all do.
Yeah. You sit down and you notice that you're not the angel daddy told you you were. You're not that
My little
angel.
princess, angel, baby.
Well, that's when you sit and reflect on all the quarrels you had, and you're like, I overacted here, so
Yeah.
it wasn't really worth it. I would have done better.
I know. And then it makes you actually make amends and get things off your chest, especially if you now get to sit down with this person and talk about it. You can get the same way now he got it off his chest of what he was dealing with,
Yes.
and you actually understood where.
And I apologize.
Yes, and also him, probably he never knew what you were dealing with. So in as much as you are taking most of the blame, he probably also feels bad that he didn't know that side, and maybe he should have done better.
Yes.
Because it doesn't take you breaking up with someone for you to actually know that something significant was happening in their life.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most important part of closure. Like being able to reconcile your feelings.
Yeah.
Like each party, it's not about me or about you. It's about both of us. Each one's sharing. This is my side of things. This is how I was feeling.
Yeah.
This is why I need you to tell me what I did wrong or what you did wrong or whatever it is. So let's close this thing once and for all.
Because you still have to have a healthy relationship after that.
Yeah, but even just for your own mental health.
No things of finding each other and then he passes that side, you run the other side as if you guys are enemies. We are too grown up for that.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to actually meet and talk, and you're like, hi, hello, yes, continue.
Talking about meeting and still being able to say hello is it helps you actually end a relationship with no hate.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
actually just stay friends,
Maybe
because
sending assassins.
no, yeah, you don't send acid. Sorry, acid victims, but you don't get people
but
to
such lengths.
to like kill them or pour acid on them, or actually even there's some people who are that toxic that they go to your workplace and they mess up your job.
And make a scene.
Yes.
Wow, that energy.
He left kids at home. Yo, Malaya, whoa, anybody? My Luganda is so bad, but you guys can get
But you're
a
learning.
picture of that.
Which is nice.
Then it helps you figure out what to look for in the next relationship and what to look and what
to change
to
about
look
yourself.
out for. Yeah, look for and look out for. Look for is, I need someone maybe who is attentive. I need someone who, I have now learned to get people who speak their feelings out, because ghosting damages.
So I feel like it's a bitch move.
It's
Sorry,
a
babe.
man. It's a bitch move.
It's a very.
And I hope you have
changed.
learned from that.
I
You've
did
grown.
change. I've
Because
grown.
people.
I no longer ghost. I'll be on your case till
By
you
the
give me a
way,
reply.
we are calling you Mpozi Pato. Pato, that was the most bitchest move. You are so immature. I'm now venting. You are so immature. You are so childish. You are so foolish. How could a grown man?
She needs it.
Just water, by the way.
Ngugambye. The saliva has disappeared. You need it. Continue.
Okay, moved on from you. I am fine. It helps you avoid projecting your past hurts and failures on your future partner. They say hurt people hurt people. Yeah. So we end up projecting, like if Pato, case in point, broke my heart. Now, if my next one is Pinto. Now, if Pinto just keeps quiet, his phone is off for 1 day. Start imagining, he's Pato. So now I have to prepare myself and break up with him before he breaks up with me. I'm projecting on innocent Pinto. The guy does not even know what I've been dealing with.
Yeah.
He's not innocent, Chaka Pinto.
Some names are never innocent.
Yeah, but to that point, I really think projection comes from those insecurities. Someone can really make you feel so low to a point that
useless.
Whenever you encounter any slight sense of any hunch someone's going to break up with you, you start running for the woods.
Yeah.
So closure helps you to understand maybe what went wrong, what you yourself did wrong, so you avoid having those insecurities carried forward to another relationship. So it can really be petty.
But then closure is also tricky. Do you know that someone can actually bring up something that they were comfortable with before, but then claim it's the breaking point?
I agree.
Because you're saying something I've been doing from 2 years back.
And you like
You saw all the red flags then. Why now the red flag?
Yeah.
Why now? Why is it different now? What has changed?
That's why closure can also backfire if it's not done right. Like these things
Sometimes
are all
just want
in a best case scenario. Like you're mature, you've done it the right way, and you've actually sought closure. But if it's not done well, it can also backfire.